Hi, my name is Karen Knight and I'm the Vegan Amateur. Today I'm going to be making almond milk. I have been making my own nut milk and almond milk for quite a long while, even before I turned vegan. And the reason that I started making my own as opposed to just going to the shop and buying it, which is perfectly fine obviously, is because I was a little bit concerned about the amount of waste that was involved. And after sort of reading some articles about how easy it is to make, just recipes on how easy it is to make, I thought I'd give it a try, because not only does the stuff you buy in the shops have a lot of packaging kind of around it, bits of plastic and that, but it also has a lot of other ingredients aside from almonds and water, stabilizers, things to keep it preserved on the shelves for a longer period of time. So obviously if it's not your thing to be making things like this homemade, or you're not really that worried about it, yeah, go ahead and buy it from the shop. But for me, I actually now prefer the taste of homemade almond milk. It's much creamier, it's much nicer in things like coffee and tea, and it's easy enough to make, and I just really like that I know exactly what's going into it. I use it up all during the week. I don't let it sit around for long periods of time, so there isn't any waste for me. If you're not the type of person that uses it so often, then maybe purchasing a carton from the shop is a better idea for you. But for me, because I use it fairly often, making it just seemed like the right thing to do, really. Alright, so I'll go ahead and get started. First of all, ingredients wise, there isn't a whole lot. I have 150 grams of whole almonds, so they still have the little skin on. I'm going to be putting that into my NutriNinja. So for this recipe, you do need to have a high power blender. If you don't have one, it's just, there's no way of doing it, and there's no way around that, unfortunately. I'm going to also be sweetening my almond milk. Sometimes you get sweetened almond milk, sometimes you get them vanilla flavored or other flavors. I'm going to be sweetening mine with medjool dates. So I've actually got whole dried dates here. I'm just taking the pit out of this, which is a fairly simple thing to do. Really just crack it open and pop that in there. I'm using 2. You can also use date syrup if you want to make sure you're staying vegan. I guess you could probably use maple syrup as well as a sweetener. You don't have to sweeten it either. You can just have it just plain. I like the little hint of something sweet in mine. Again, like I said, I use it in coffee and tea, so it is nice with the hot drinks. Right, so I've wrestled the pits out of these. You don't want to blend those up as well. And the next thing I'm going to do is just put some water in. So I don't know exactly how much water this is because it's displaced by the almonds and dates. But I'm filling this up to the 650 ml line on my NutriNinja, or 23 ounce line on my NutriNinja. So however much water that is. It's not an exact science, so just, try it out and do what's best for you. The less water in it, the creamier it will be, the more watery it will be. I've found that this is just perfect for me, really. Right? And that's all the ingredients. It's nice, right? Three ingredients, and if you take out the sweetener, just 2. I'm just gonna blitz this. That should be all blitzed up now. You can see all the little sort of bits in there. And the next step I'm going to do is, so another step that's not completely necessary, but I like to do it. So I'm going to strain it using my handy nut bag. A hilarious name for a bag, but that's what it is. So it's basically, I think you could do this with cheesecloth as well, so you don't have to have a specific bag for it, but it's basically a very, very, very fine sieve. So this will get all of the little bits of almond out and leave you with literally just the almond milk. I have heard and I have tried leaving the bits in. I don't prefer it, but if you try it and you don't mind it, then this is a step that you don't even need to go through. So it's even that much easier if you don't mind. But I'm going to show you a little trick that I have, or a little use that I have for the pulp. So there's no waste with this either, which is really nice. So I'm just gently squeezing the nut milk through the bag. You can see that's dripping out. You have to get your hands a little bit dirty for this bit. Just make sure they're clean. You just want to wring it out and get as much out as possible. Okay, set that in there for a second just so I can show you what we have. So we've got a good amount of nut milk there for one person, because it's just me that's using it. That will do me for about 4 or 5 days for coffees, teas, and if I'm pouring it over cereal. But it's mainly just for my drinks that I'm using it. Sometimes I'll be using it in a recipe. Obviously I'll need to make some more if that's the case. Right, so the next fun thing that I wanted to show you, after I move this out of the way, I'll put that in a container and pop it in the fridge, but I'll just leave it to the side for now. But the next thing that I wanted to show you was what to do with the pulp. I used to throw it away, and I just thought it just seems a shame that all of this fiber, all the kind of solid bit of the almond is getting wasted. I guess if you're a gardener and you compost, it's something you could add to your compost heap. But what I do is I take this and spread it out over a pan. Sorry, spread it out into a pan, just like this. And then I pop that in the oven at about 150 degrees Celsius for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then what comes out is your almond all roasted, or your ground almond all roasted and dried out a little bit. And then what I'll do is I'll put that in a container, pop it in the fridge, and I'll use that as a cereal replacement. So I'll put fruit in it, bananas, blueberries, put some dried berries like cranberries, whatever you like, nuts, pour a little bit of almond milk over it, and it makes a really, really lovely cereal, and you're not wasting anything. Right, so that's everything today. Got almond milk and your almond pulp cereal base. Have a good one.